Let's get a message. I've officially made it to San Diego, and I'm going to be here for the next 3 months. So that is my little announcement. But let's get a message for someone in the collective. What message do you need to hear? We have the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Swords. So it feels as though you are beginning to take some kind of inspired action, but it feels as though you feel held back in your mind about moving forward towards something, and you're being invited to set a boundary of some kind. This is probably a boundary of the mind with that 10 of Swords right there. The swords represent our thoughts. And when we don't know how to control our thoughts, they end up really hurting us badly, right? When you allow your mind to run wild. So whether that be, self-doubt, self-criticism, whatever it might be that's coming up in your mind, you're being invited to, set a boundary with those thoughts. And you say, just fruit ninja kind of energy, not in here, not today, Satan kind of energy. And so you may be moving in a direction that you feel very passionate about, and in a direction that you may not see the way forward. But the invitation here is to set a boundary with your mind. And where are they headed? Where are they headed, Spirit? We have Six of Wands, which is recognition, being seen, victorious. You have the Chariot, the Eight of Cups. So this is really you beginning to move in passionately and confidently in a certain direction, taking inspired action in some direction. You're like, you know what? No, I need to go do this. I need to make this happen. There's a level of conviction here, but it's like the thoughts coming in. That's what this is, that 10 of Swords. So any other advice about where they're headed? Four of Wands. The Seven of Swords and the Six of Swords in reverse. The deceptive thoughts are pushing you back against the current, right? They're pushing you in the other direction. So you're like, yeah, I'm going in that direction. Let's do it. And then you start to walk and you're like, oh no, I can't do it. What if it fails? What if it falls through? What if I don't, make the money? What if I don't fall in love? What if they don't like me? All the things. And then that you start moving backwards and inching backwards, and all of a sudden you're off course, right? So the invitation here is for you to set a boundary. The Seven of Wands is about making a decision, sticking the swords in the boat. And once you've stuck the swords in the boat and you've started on your way, you don't pull the swords out of the boat, because if you pull the swords out of the boat sinks. So your invitation is to set a boundary with yourself and don't pull the swords out of the boat, is what I want to say. Last thought for them, Spirit. Last thoughts. We have the Three of Cups, the Fool, the Eight of Pentacles. I want to see if you saw yourself the way other people saw you. If you saw yourself the way other people saw you. Look at this. The Three of Cups, the Fool, the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Magician. You taking a leap of faith. Other people seeing you take a leap of faith in all the work that you've done to have a solid foundation to be able to even take this leap. 3, 2, 1 in the timer as I look up. The amount of power you need to even be able to get to this spot. If you saw yourself the way other people saw you, you wouldn't have these thoughts. So you're being invited to really set a boundary with yourself and, interact with yourself in this new version of you, not from the past, not based on what's happened in the past, but what you are doing right now in this present moment. We have the Magician, knowing that you have everything you need at your fingertips when you master your mind, your emotions, your passions, and your finances. I'm going to leave the message there. If you stayed till the end, leave me a magic wand in the comments. And the only announcements I have are my books are open. And if you would like to learn how to read tarot, registration is open for my level 1 training. I'm very excited to share it with you guys. There's currently an early bird discount. So if you have ever wanted to learn how to read these cards for yourself, I invite you in. Feel free to send me a message if you have any questions. And I appreciate you. I love you. You've got this, and keep going.